Hello, welcome to this update for the Western Pacific and Asia. So let's see what's happening. So we have tropical storm Yachi there in the Philippines, already a tropical storm causing a lot of heavy rain there. There's subtropical depression one there that's on from the Central Pacific. It's now a subtropical depression crossing the 80-degree line there. So let's see here the tracks. So they have this becoming like a typhoon when it gets there to the South China Sea and hitting China as a very strong typhoon. Not a violent typhoon, but it will be a very strong typhoon there. So please be careful there in the Philippines with the heavy rain now, and be monitoring this very closely there in China, because this could impact southern China as a very strong typhoon, and also it might impact northern Vietnam later on too. So please monitor there. Here's some information. The official track has it going there as a strong typhoon into southern China, maybe northern Vietnam later. Uh, let's see, some tracks there go further north into China, but the general tracks like into southern China and Vietnam. Here's some other tracks there, basically into southern China, and then here's some other tracks, basically like that into southern China, in Vietnam, maybe a little bit further north than it's showing now, but you'll be mainly in that general area. So please stay safe there. Let's see if we have any hurricane models for this. So this is the tropical storm there. It's now in the ocean. Let's see, it's now over the Philippines action, and you get over the South China Sea there, and then you will go. Let's see, the H-Dwarf hurricane model has this all the way down to a violent typhoon. I don't think this will happen, but you never know. But it takes it all the way to like a super typhoon, 928 millibars, like a super typhoon. But I don't think this will happen. But it takes it into southern China there, and maybe northern Vietnam as well. So, but let's see another hurricane model here. It's now in the Philippines, and then it takes it there. It gets all the way to a violent typhoon as well. It goes into southern China. So these hurricane models are really showing some strength. But let's see here if I can go back. So this is the European model. It shows it going there in the South China Sea and getting like to a very strong typhoon, like they mentioned. 947 millibars. This is very strong as well. And the GFS has a hit in China as a 945, almost to violent typhoon there. So most of the models are indicating this very strong. So please monitor this very closely if you are in those areas. The Canadian model has like a 971 strong typhoon, a little bit weaker than the other models, and the Icon has like a 932 violent typhoon as well. So please stay safe from the rain in the Philippines and monitor this very closely, and start making some preparations, alright, because this is some days away. So make some preparations in southern China and be aware in northern Vietnam there. So let's see here. Some accumulation. This is still in the Philippines there, so it will still cause some very heavy rain today, but in the next 5 days there'll be some lingering tropical moisture left, more than 200 millimeters in parts of the western Philippines next 5 days. So please be careful there. Northern Philippines around some 80 millimeters, northwestern Philippines almost 200, a lot. In those islands there between Taiwan and the Philippines, close to 165 millimeters. So be aware, more heavy downpours throughout the northwestern Philippines this week, and 130 millimeters in Manila there. So please stay safe. That's the European. Now the GFS is most concentrated further north, more than 200 millimeters where this system is at now, and with the lingering rest of the tropical moisture, 100 millimeters further south, 77 millimeters in Manila, 170 further north, so please be careful with flooding in the northern Philippines and strong winds and heavy rain. And then it shows some showers and storms passing by the central and southern Philippines. There might be some periods of heavy rain spots, so be aware there, but nothing that crazy. And let's see, the European has some gusty winds now occurring in those islands just north of the Philippines, so be careful with those gusty winds. And then it goes out there, still some gusty winds left in the northern westernmost tip of the Philippines, and some occasional gusty winds in other areas like the central Philippines, some gusty winds in some areas. And then it has this going there, and potentially hitting like the southernmost part of China, more than 180 kilometer per hour gusts the European has there. So please be careful there. Then it has it going, kind of strengthening again before it gets to Vietnam. So more than 174 kilometer per hour gusts by Sunday in Vietnam. So this is the European model. And the GFS has this very strong there in the ocean, going further north into China with around some 131 kilometer per hour gusts. Then it goes and affects a little bit northern Vietnam as well. So stay safe there. And then the icon also has a like like in southern China, between this island and the southernmost tip of continental China, shows like 199 kilometer per hour gusts. This is too strong, I think, but you never know. But I think this is too strong. Then it has a going there like to northern Vietnam, and close to 159 kilometer per hour gusts there as well by Saturday. So please monitor this very closely if you are in those areas, and stay safe. And the total rain accumulation from this system in China, the icon has more than 300 millimeters there near Haikou, Baolo, Jinjiang. So please be mindful of that. There will be a lot of flooding, storm surge, and dangerous flooding conditions there. Northern Vietnam as well, as this goes there by Saturday and Sunday, and southern China too. And even Hong Kong 78 millimeters, Chadi or 200 millimeters, so please stay safe in all of southern China. The GFS has a little bit further north, the worst like 200 millimeters, 300 millimeters near Zhangjiang. And not there, especially in this peninsula, 318 millimeters there. So stay safe in those areas. There will be a lot of flooding as this passes through there. 229 millimeters, even northern Vietnam, almost 200 millimeters there. So be careful. Now the European has this further south into the southernmost part of China, more than 400 millimeters there in that island. Then it has passing just south there into Vietnam, has more than 400 millimeters through northern Vietnam, starting on late Saturday into Sunday there. So please be careful. If this happens, it will be a very bad scenario for Vietnam, even northeastern Laos there. So please monitor this in Vietnam, and especially in China there. So let's see just next 5 days. In the rest of Asia still shows some heavy rain in southern Thailand and Cambodia there. And it shows in Myanmar there 100 close to 200 millimeters of rain in eastern Myanmar, so please be careful with the heavy rains there. Into the Nicobar Islands, Andaman Islands, 128 millimeters. Still could have some storms in eastern India there, close to 90 millimeters in some areas, but the main concern is western India again. And this area has recently been hit by very bad floods, so the ground will be saturated there. So please be safe there. Be careful with flooding. It's a high concern there. Even to southeastern Pakistan, might be some flooding, so please be careful there. And this is the European. The GFS has less further north, close to 100 millimeters there, but the European has it further south and more rain there. So please be careful. More showers and storms throughout most of India, so some accumulations in Nepal too, some higher accumulations in areas. Bangladesh, a little bit heavier in northern Bangladesh there. Into northeastern India, might have some heavy rain from time to time. Southwestern Sri Lanka too. So be careful there, especially in those mountainous areas with landslides and thunderstorms. Some snow and rain in Tibet, some more rain in northern China because of those systems near Mongolia. Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, some more rain. Kazakhstan and Russia, a bigger system, there are some storms. And yes, so be careful there. Some rain Malaysia, Indonesia, especially Papua New Guinea and Western Guinea. Some heavy rain, some thunderstorms during the day in Indonesia, northern Indonesia mostly. The south is kind of quiet, just some showers. So yeah, stay safe there. Let's see, the wind gusts are stronger near Afghanistan and Iran there too, with that system in Mongolia and China, some gusty winds into Russia eventually too. And let's see, we might have more snow in the high elevations of Tibet there, some mountains of Kyrgyzstan and China, some snow as well into Russia. So, and even to eastern Russia, some snow there. So yeah, be aware. So stay safe from the typhoon, the heavy rains, and everything.